Welcome to our conversations where we discuss issues that are designed to move you up and to move you forward. Thank you very much for joining our discussion today. My name is George. I'm a life and a business coach. And thank you very much for being part of us today. So today, what are we talking about? We're talking about how to take advantage of the law of rhythm. How to take advantage of the law of rhythm. So we started, what is it? Well, the law of rhythm embodies the truth that everything is moving to and fro, flowing in and out, swinging backward and forward like a pendulum, right? There is a high and a low tide. Everything is flowing, both in and out, according to this law. So something must rise when anything sinks, okay? The law governs the movement of the planets and their orbits, and also manifests in the mineral and vegetable kingdoms. It can also be seen in the cycles of economies. There's a high period and then a low period. Everybody remembers 2008 and the crash then. And those who invest in the stock markets will know that equities go up, they go down, there's cycles. Men and women can observe this law in their mental, physical, and emotional states. So there's times when you don't really feel good. There's time when you're not as physically fit. And also in the rising and setting of the sun and the moon, the ebb and flow of the tides, the coming and going of the seasons. And also in the rhythmic swing of consciousness and unconsciousness. It's a universal law, all right? This is a universal law. Now, you're not going to feel good all the time. No one does. Actually, if you did, you wouldn't even know it. And you say, why? Why? Because the low feelings are what permit you to enjoy the high feelings. It's the low feelings that lead you to know that, there's a high feeling. There will always be highs and lows in life. And you remember, we talked about the higher faculties that we are endowed with, intuition, etc. One of them is reason. And reason gives you the ability to choose your thoughts. That is, you have free will to choose your thoughts. So even when you are on a natural downswing and things aren't looking too good, you can choose good thoughts with your free will and continue then to move toward your goal. So right now, there's a global recession, right? But smart business people are already putting together plans for when the economy turns for the upswing. Why? Because they understand the law of rhythm. So they're looking at various scenarios. When is the turnaround likely to happen? What will it look like? Will we still be relevant as a business, whatever business you're in? If so, to what extent? Do we need to invest in new areas right now? If we do, what resources do we need? What skills do we need? Those are scenarios that they play around with. Why, as I said, because they understand that the pendulum will swing the other way according to the law of rhythm. Therefore, if they do not prepare now, they will not be able to take advantage when the cycle changes, which invariably it will. And if you don't put those pillars in place, you might actually become irrelevant when the turn happens. So you're looking into the future and saying, what do I do now for then? But it's the same mental process that you do as an individual. Because you see, the law of rhythm dictates that there will be ups and downs in your life, as surely as the seasons follow each other. I remember at school we used to do summer, autumn, winter, spring, and would sing. But that's the law of rhythm. Summer will be followed by autumn, will be followed by winter, will be followed by spring. So when you are in your winter of your life, in a bad season, know that it will change as surely as the seasons will change. The question then is, how are you preparing yourself for spring and summer? Because if you spend your time in your winter mourning and just crying, then when spring comes, which it will inevitably, you are not prepared for it. So everything goes through cycles. But everything has a rhythm or a pattern. See, what seems random is actually very orderly. The law of rhythm is actually orderly. You will have those cycles. So what should you do? You should take time to study your cycles. What normally happens in my life? What things follow the other? Understand that. Because when you do, you understand your cycles. Now, the key is to control your thoughts. Not to allow everything happening around you to control your thoughts. You control your thoughts. In fact, they say masters know how to rise above the negative parts of a cycle by never getting too excited or allowing negative things to penetrate their consciousness. You want to stay in balance, right? Because you know the cycle will happen. So when you are on a downswing, right, transcend the negative thoughts by focusing on the positive thoughts. I know some will say, oh, but what if I don't feel good? Well, it's not about how you feel, but you want to focus your thoughts, not to focus on your feelings. I want to emphasize that. Because it's okay not to feel good. Everybody goes through that. It's okay not to feel good. Don't feel anything about not feeling good. That's okay. But don't stay there. Don't stay in those feelings. Why? Because you remember that cycle I've talked about before. That you see, your thoughts, if you impress them in your subconscious mind, will influence your feelings. And if you hold on to those feelings, they will influence your actions. And those actions will influence your results. Now, if you're clutching and holding dearly to negative thoughts, guess what actions you will have? You will have negative actions. And guess what happens to your results? They will be negative. So you will consciously focus your thoughts on the good that you want in life. Not because there is no negative feeling, no, it's there, but you override it deliberately and consciously. See, here's a quote I read to say, to transcend the swing of the pendulum. Okay, so the pendulum swings this way, it swings that way. You must become aware of the subtle start of the backward movement. So I say to you, understand your cycles. So when you feel, whether it's in your finances, your health, your relationships, or any goal, I'm not feeling too good. When this happens, now don't become fearful and discouraged. Don't. Instead, keep your focus on the outcome that you want and fight to stay focused no matter how far back the transitory law pulls you. Because it's a law. It will swing this way, it will swing that way. So when it swings back for you, know when it starts, no matter how far back it goes, you know it's going to swing the other way. So fight to stay your thoughts on the fact that it will go that way. Mm? Because what? Even if you fail, even if your efforts on some instances fail, you must find comfort in the fact that by virtue of this very same law, that upward motion must start again because it's a law. So your perseverance will then be rewarded because as the backward movements become less negative relative to your previous backward swings, you will raise yourself higher. But it's a conscious thing. You have to consciously make that decision. And this is why your higher faculty of reason, it comes to your rescue in this situation. You know, we'll be talking about this on Monday. We'll be talking about what are the pillars to success. What are the pillars for your success? And so on Monday, on Tuesday, in the launch of Pearls and More Lifestyle Group, it's a platinum success group for ambitious female entrepreneurs and would-be female entrepreneurs. But don't miss this. Join us. There'll be special offers, etc. But the key is that what are the pillars that lead to success? Because as I said, success is a science. It's not by chance. It's patterns that you follow. What are those patterns that we should follow? I look forward to that discussion. It's interactive. Questions, you talk about it. Yeah, thank you very, very much for joining us. And hey, listen, like this page, share it with your friends, connect with us. And as usual, I always say, stay positive, stay positive. We will be back with one more tomorrow. And hey, diarize Monday, Tuesday, and we will see you then.